Hey guys, MasterFiggy here, bringing you another video. In this one, I'll actually be showing you guys my deck profile for the Three Musketeers that I built. It isn't exactly perfect, and there are cards that I wish I did have, but I wanted to, take part in this tournament this weekend, and I was just using what I had available to me. It was good crack. I really enjoyed it, and it was 3 rounds. I won 2 of my matches, but I did lose the first one I had. But yeah, I'll show you guys the deck first, and then we can get into that. So first off, with the Digitamas, I will show. I played 4 Demimon, or sorry, Demi-Meramon, sorry, which is really nice. On deletion, draw 1, then discard 1, and then Sunamon. Once per turn, during your turn, if you're discarding a card due to an effect, you draw a card. So those are the Digitamas. I think some people would play Pokemon over Sunamon, but I just prefer Sunamon's ability better. So next, going on to the rookies, we're playing 4 of the Impmon rookie. This is the one from BT6, and this one has on play ability. You discard a card and then you add a Digimon with 3 Musketeers in its typing. It also adds, what's the other one? 7 Great Demon Lords to the hand as well. But we aren't actually playing Beelzemon in this deck. I would like to play a copy or 2 of Beelzemon, but unfortunately I just don't. But the deck would be very differently if I did play him. Next up, we are playing 4 of the Labramon. This is a very good card because on play you draw 1, then discard 1, so it gets cards quicker to your trash, which is quite essential for this deck. Next up, we are playing 4 of the Sound Birdmon. So this one is every time you attack, you discard a option card, and then you gain 1 memory, which is really useful for both gaining memory and also for getting rid of your option cards, sending them to the trash, because sending your option cards is really useful for this deck. And then the final rookies we are playing is 2 Gazimon. So this is just for memory control, where stopping your opponent from gaining memory. So even if you're going against a mirror match, like with someone's using Sound Birdmon, if you have Gazimon out, you stop them from gaining that memory. So yeah, those are all the rookies in the deck. So I'm playing 14 rookies, and that's all of them there. Sorry about this. I have some people have played 12 rookies or 10 rookies even, and I just think that's a little too low. And maybe it's just the way I have the deck, but I think 14 is the perfect number in my opinion for this deck. So next up we have 4 of the Deputymon. So he is a black Digimon, but you are going to be playing him from your hand a lot for his ability. And his ability is on play, you reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, and then you get to add 1 Musketeer or 1 of the 3 Musketeers and or 1 option card with a cost of 7. All the option cards in this deck are a cost of 7. So at the very least you'll be able to add you should be able to add at least 1 of those cards every time you activate Deputymon. I don't think it ever came up where I couldn't add a card to my hand. If it did, it was like maybe just 1 time. But apart from that, I think pretty much I was guaranteed at least 1 of those 2, if not both. And then next up, we have 4 of the Vilemon blocker. This is just really useful, having a blocker on the field. And there are times I actually really wished I had a blocker out on the field, and unfortunately I just wasn't seeing these guys. And then the final champions in this deck, we have 2 Devimon, the Retaliation. Now, you could actually swap the Devimon out for pretty much anything. So you could actually swap it out for 2 of the blocker Devimon if you really wanted, which is a pretty good reason, I think, actually to have them. And then you could another one I actually considered swapping it out for was Mechanorimon, in case I was going against Rookie Rush. Surprisingly, I didn't actually go against Rookie Rush today. But the reason why I did end up going for the Devimon was because of Nailbone. And Nailbone only allows you to play a level 4 purple Digimon. So my only targets would have been the Vilemon, which is fine, but it's actually a lot fewer Digimon you can play if you actually get rid of the... Or sorry, if you didn't have these, it would be fewer targets. And you wouldn't actually be able to play the Nailbone as often as you'd like. But yeah, that's the champions. And then for ultimates, we're playing 2 of the Megadramon. These could be swapped out as well for the Gigadramon, which is basically the same thing, but their inheritable abilities are different. So this one actually has, during your turn, it gains 2,000. The other one, during your opponent's turn, this Digimon gains 2,000. Those are their inheritable abilities. But the reason why I went for the Megadramon was because I want to see if I can just keep swinging into my opponent as much as I possibly can, in case they had high power Digimon in their security. But I may consider swapping these out for the Gigadramon, see how that goes. I'm not too sure, but it is something just to try out a little bit more. Some people I have seen play Rebel Lemon. I think that's how you pronounce it. The level 5 purple, which I think is alright because it's both purple and black, but I think this one is a little bit better for the Magna Kidmon and the Gundraman, because you really want to be digivolving those Digimon, and you're not really going to be digivolving the Bielstarmon. So those are the only ultimates that the deck has. So next up we have Magna Kidmon. So he has really nice ability. So first off, he's security attack +1. So he's kind of like your attacker of the deck, I suppose, of the Three Musketeers. And he has the Digivolving ability. You may use one option card with a memory cost of 7 in your hand without paying its memory cost. And if you don't, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 4,000 DP or less. So that's really useful. So basically digivolve into him. So you could have Megadramon here, digivolve for 4, and then you're playing a memory from your hand with a cost of 7, or sorry, an option card, with a memory cost of 7. And that can just be really useful because you're getting out your Digimon, and also you're playing an option card for like a cost of 4 memory. Then we have Gundraman. So this is actually a blocker. So he's the blocker, he's the attacker. And he also has a digivolving ability. And you reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. And then if there's an option card, if the option card of 7 got among them, then you can activate it without paying its memory cost. And then you trash the remaining cards. If you don't use an option card with this effect, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 4 or less. So these two guys have like these sort of alternate, like sort of backup effects. You could say if you don't have an option to play, then you can just destroy a really weak Digimon that your opponent has, which can still be useful to play. And then we have Bielstarmon. So we're running 3 of the Bielstarmon because I don't actually have another one. So I have the ult art there, which is really handy because I actually pulled that from a booster box, which was super nice. And the others I bought online. But Bielstarmon is really cool to have. So you play her, and then for the amount of options you have with a cost of 7, you decrease her on play ability, or sorry, on play summon by 1 memory, and also for each of the 3 musketeers in your grave. So if you had, let's see, these two, and these two, in the grave and you play her, then you basically bring her down her cost by 6. And then those are the Musketeers themselves. And then for level 7s we have Omnimon's Wart, and then we have Millenniumon. Millenniumon returns Digimon back to your opponent's deck, and then Omnion helps sort of trash your deck or cards into your trash. And then it also has when you're attacking, you can actually return the level 6 under it to your hand. These never really actually came up at all in the games that I was playing today. The only time they actually came up was when I was when they were actually in my security. So I never actually really played these at all in the games, but it was still really nice to have them. I might actually change them as well. So next we have the options. So here is the Happy Bullet Showering. So you delete all your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP. So if all your opponents, so let's say if your opponent had all Vilemons on the field, then you play this, you got rid of all their Vilemons. Next up we have Gewalt Schwarmer. I think that's how you pronounce it. I could be mistaken. And then this actually, I misread this the first time. It's deleting all Digimon with a play cost of 7 or less. So that actually includes your own Digimon as well as your opponents. So that was actually something I wasn't actually aware of when I played it. And someone actually pointed out to me it deletes your Digimon as well. And I was like, oh crap. So yeah, I had to be careful after that because that kind of cost me the game. And then we have Fly Bullet. So Fly Bullet, playing 3 copies of this, it just deletes an opponent's Digimon with who's a level 6 or lower. This is really nice. It's just basically a Gaia Force, but super cheap. And also what's really interesting about these 3 cards is, like all 3 of these, if you have a 3 Musketeer, you don't actually have to have you can actually ignore the color requirement. So for example, you could have Bielstarmon and you could play Happy Bullet Showering. Even though Bielstarmon isn't red, she is a 3 Musketeer, so you can actually play these with them, which is really nice. And the other options we have is Nail Bone. This allows you to play a level 3 and a level 4 purple Digimon from your trash to the field. This is why I don't play Nekamorimon, because I just wanted more targets to get full use of this option card, though I might cut this down. And then we have Trump Sword, which is just really handy getting rid of an opponent's suspended Digimon or unsuspended Digimon. And then the last 2 cards in the deck are 2 of Matte. So you get to add a purple card to your hand, and you gain memory until you have 3 at the start of your turns. So that's pretty much it, guys, for the deck profile. It was really fun to play this deck. It was really great playing these cards against people. Everyone was really nice, really friendly. It was absolutely fantastic, and I really enjoyed playing this deck. There are cards I really wish I swapped out more. Wish I had cards at hand that I could have used, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. But still really enjoyed using it. And hopefully I do have some cards on the way in the post. But hopefully they come soon, and maybe I could try out how to play this deck a little bit differently. There's even like a completely different color I was actually going to swap out for purple, but I don't know if that would work as well, but we'll see. I'm going to try out different cards in that. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit the like button if you did, and subscribe to the channel to stay up with more videos. Thanks for watching, guys.